when the Senate sent it back without a request for a conference, they said that really there's too many headwinds that are against this bill. And one of the things they said was the lobbying pressure from the supporters of the low-income housing and historic preservation, and your all support for wanting to protect their interests because they're big supporters of yours. What do you say when that
The
keeps
same
coming
thing,
up?
same thing I told you. It's absolutely ridiculous. I cut a deal that had a 7-year sunset that they hated. Okay, but if we could have got the whole deal done, I would have been acceptable to it. So you can't look at times when I fight with them and then don't mention it, and then times when I happen to agree with them, you want to have some link. Rudi, for some reason you're stuck on that, but you ignore the facts. So would you agree the facts are that I flew around the state and agreed to a 7-year sunset as part of a global deal? Would you also then agree that they didn't like that? Yes or no?
Probably they didn't like it.
Okay, then I didn't do what they wanted.
All right. Now, you also said at the beginning of this year that you were not going to take campaign contributions during the legislative session, yet since the special session started, you've taken $317,000.
Since the special session has started?
Since September 6th. I was up here while you all were debating, adding it up. Since September 6th, you've taken $317,000.
Well, here's what I would say. You know when regular session is going to be. You know it's going to be from the 1st of January to middle of May, and it's easy for me to do that. But I am also running a campaign at the same time that we schedule events months in advance. And so I'm not going to go and change events that have been scheduled months in advance with not knowing how long special session is going to be. I'm just not going to do that.
So what is the difference between for you taking a contribution, not taking a contribution during a regular session, and in order to avoid it?
Well, I just explained it to you. I just explained to you that the fact is we know when regular session is. We have no idea when special session is. I have a campaign that has to set events months in advance, and we're not going to change those events just because we may or may not be in special session. I think it's a good rule for the speaker to do. I was one of the first speakers to do it, and I would encourage future speakers to do it as well. But I think you have to understand the logistics of whenever you schedule events, you do them months in advance.